Good afternoon. You hear those wonderful chimes? That is the sound of tradition in Central Europe. That is St. Stephen's Cathedral. It is the pinnacle religious venue in the middle of Vienna, Austria. And what are we doing here? Well, today we are going to take a look at some of the fabulous religious venues that we saw on our trip. You can't travel Central Europe without visiting some churches, cathedrals, and basilicas. So join me, Terry Dixon, for an adventure for anyone as we take a look at some of the fabulous religious venues we saw on our trip. Now, we visited Vienna, Bratislava, and Trnava on this trip, so let's go. First off is the Blue Church. This is an Art Nouveau creation that came about in 1913, and it's very unique in this area. Why, you might ask? Well, because it's bright blue. You just don't see that every day over there. Most of the colors for everything are, warmer, more brownish and yellow, like something southwestern in the United States. This blue looks more like something that would be on your china than on your church. So it makes it very unique, and people love to come by and visit it. It's just outside of Old Town. Can you go to church here? Once in a while, yes, but most of the time during the opening hours, which are every day, the front doors are open and you can't go inside, but you can look inside at the beautiful decorative nave that is in this church. It's a really beautiful venue. We enjoyed stopping by to see it, and it was just gorgeous. Then there's St. Martin's Cathedral. This is the centerpiece of Bratislava's Old Town. You can see this thing from all over town. Here we're looking at it from the levels of Bratislava Castle. You can also see it going up the river, like here as you're going by the castle. You can see it from roads, bridges, waterfront, Old Town, the castle, all the monuments up on the hills, the old Soviet stuff. You can see it from just about anywhere. This beautiful, beautiful church has been around since 1452 in its current form. It's just by the old walls of what was Pressburg, which was Bratislava back then. You can go inside and visit this church. It is free. It's open normally 7 days a week. They ask normally that you not come by from 12 to 1 because they are having Mass daily. Up at that Bratislava Castle, it was rebuilt and refurbished back in the 1950s and 60s, and the chapel inside of this one is way more modern than pretty much anything else you're going to see in the region. It's just like updated religion for Bratislava, Slovakia. We went over to Trnava. Now over in Trnava you have the Basilica of St. Nicholas. This is the oldest church in the city. It's been around since the 1300s. It has collapsed. It has burnt. It has been bombed. As you see there are many different versions of the church that they are reassembling back together to return it to its former glory. But they've tried to keep as much of the old church as they can. So the bricks are old. The plasterwork is newer. They're trying to save the roof. It's really something. You get a great view of it from up on the city walls, which separate this old town from the new town in Trnava. Now, we visited Vienna on this trip, and over at the Hofburg Palace, you have St. Michael's Church. This was built back in the 1200s. It goes along with the palace. It does have services. They are not regular. But Vienna is one of those places that is full of churches. You can see there's a giant church over there. We didn't even get to visit that one. But the centerpiece of Vienna, of course, is St. Stephen's Cathedral. This is the oldest church in the region. It was built in 1147. So many things have happened at St. Stephen's Cathedral. It has been there. It's been a coronation venue. It is where Mozart held their funeral for him there. It is a very, very famous venue. The inside is this Gothic wonder. It is beautiful. It is ornate. There are several chapels in the building. It has the vaulted ceilings. And it is also world famous for its own music, not just having Mozart in the house, but for this giant pipe organ up there. And here's some other cathedrals and whatnot. The old Cathedral of St. John of Matha and St. Felix of Valois in Bratislava. The Church of St. Helena in Trnava. Well, another very old church, by the way. And the St. John the Baptist Cathedral, also in Trnava. Another one of the very old churches. But as you can see, churches, they're just a piece of life. I mean, they are the centerpiece of any given old town. Some of these towns have just dozens and dozens of churches. And you can see them, as I said, just like St. Martin's here, you can see it from anywhere around. So that's why I say, if you want to learn some of the history of an area, you can't do it without visiting the churches. They are the centerpiece, and they make us want to listen to this.